Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for May 15th through the 21st, 2023. So, as we begin, I would just like to welcome everyone back to this weekly series and to also welcome anyone who is new to our Angelic Wisdom community. I just also want to remind you to subscribe, to like, dislike, and leave comments. And make sure you select the all notification bell. Also, as I'll be returning this week, I should be back at the time I'm recording this. I'm recording a week ahead, but I should be back in back home and available for um, angel readings. And so, if you'd like to get an angel reading with me, you can go to my current um, website, theangelschool.com/services. And also, if you'd just like to support my channel or make some type of donation, you can go to my current PayPal me link, which you can also find in the description area below as well. So I'm recording, some of you may or may not know, because my um, beloved aunt, my mother's sister, has passed, and on May 1st, actually. And this was um, the month that her husband also passed. I think it's the 21st, if I'm not mistaken, or 23rd. But he also passed in May 2 years ago in 2021. And she was not aware of his passing because my aunt had dementia. And so they didn't tell her, and she didn't remember him at that point. So they are now reunited in what would be their anniversary month as well, May 4th, I believe. So it's a wonderful love story, my aunt, uncle, but I'm just really grateful for everything that they gave me and that their lives represented to me, the love, the care that they gave us, especially um, just growing up as children, and even in my adult life, they cared for us and watched out for us and were always there. So it means so much to me to be able to pay tribute to them and to have been able to be asked to sing at her funeral. And so when I get back in the next video, I'll probably tell you how that went. But anyway, so just continue to offer your prayers for me and my family. Also, that I can sing without being breaking down, and and also to pray for her brother, who is still in intensive care, and we're still waiting to hear what is wrong with him. So just a lot going on. But I wanted to record these videos because even when my mom passed, the weekly videos I didn't stop doing, and I want to just keep that tradition because it's a way for me to hear the messages from the angels, um, and it helps to further my own spiritual growth through during these difficult times as well. So I just want to be here with everyone during even my difficult times and yours as well. All right, so if there's anything that I've mentioned, there should be a link in the description area below, okay? Also, just a reminder too, I posted a video of my aunt singing to my niece, my in 2010 at our family reunion. And just to give you a sense of who this person was and the way she loved and her creativity. Um, she was just amazing. Okay, so let's take a deep breath now and just really tune in to our heart space and just allow yourself to feel nurtured by the extraordinary love of God that's within you. And you might see a flame or a light or a presence. Might be your higher self, might be God or an ascended master. It might be any being of the light that's coming to you right now. It might even be a little leprechaun. Just know that everything that God is sending to you right now is what you need. And you just sense this beautiful, pale, rose gold light infused at the core with a brilliant diamond sparkling white light just surrounding you. And feel the warmth and the calm and the peace that this light offers to you now. And the angels ask you to send this light, this unconditional love, to any soul that comes to your mind that you believe needs your prayers and your understanding. And know that by sending this energy, as God is stepping through, you are sending God, and I see holy, God and the Holy Spirit to this person. And anywhere in the world right now where you know people are in need of prayer or healing or comfort, peace, tranquility, calm, send this to them now. Send this unconditional love. Send it around our entire globe, our planet, to any animals that you know personally or species of animals that you are concerned about. And know that it will be absorbed into land or cells, whatever, or bodies of people or government bodies. Wherever you send it, it will absorb what they need and what they're ready for. Nothing more, nothing less. And so the angels, we call upon the guardians of light to surround you right now. And they speak about manifestation. And it's something that you are passionate about right now. Something that gives you joy. These are the things, and this is something that's inside of you. This joy, this passion. They want you to be present with that right now. And if you feel like your mind is scrambling to figure that out, then you know what? Let that figuring out go. And just focus on a time when you were doing something that gave you tremendous joy and you were so eager that your passions fueled this eagerness to be involved, to take part in this. You felt a sense of tremendous love, sort of assembling from being a part of something that had great meaning and significance, something that would change the life of others. And let the message of that experience, they're saying, just speak to your heart right now. Don't try to see anything, don't try to figure anything out. Just let that experience speak to your heart. And it doesn't have to mean anything. It doesn't have to mean that you have to pick that back up. But what it does mean is that you know what it feels like. You do know what you do know what it is that you're looking for when you discover it, or or if you already have it, then it's just a reminder. And I'm seeing the angel number 756. I have a lot of paper stuff in this book. Look at that message. It's a good time to try new ideas and ways, as they will improve your life dramatically. Now, this week, the 15th, is the day after the Mercury retrograde. So now it is a good time to really start moving forward, opening yourself up, trying new things, or beginning or launching something new, an idea that you might have been thinking about and reviewing and just processing during the retrograde. But now it's a good time to try those new ideas, as they will improve your life dramatically. Is the message from the angels. And if those ideas are connected to that feeling, that experience that you just encountered, then know that this is going to manifest for you. Know that it's going to manifest for you in incredible, powerful ways. And all you have to do is keep believing in your joy. Keep believing in your joy first and foremost. Because when you believe in your joy, the passion that you feel, the eagerness of that passion is the flames sort of roaring and brewing, because it's energy, it's momentum, it's the laws of attraction in action. That's what you're feeling, experiencing. So therefore, you don't have to do anything. You just have to believe in your joy and follow that unconditionally. Follow it wherever it leads you. Focus on it. Be all about it. But in order to have joy, you can't focus to the exclusion of everything else. Joy is balance. It's not like you've forgotten all your cares or all your responsibilities. No, joy doesn't do that. That's something else. Joy is this awareness that you are free to choose what happens next, that you are aware of every component in your life and you have no fear about it. You only have a sense of service, and you have this sense that you get that these things challenge you in a way that makes you greater, that brings out your extraordinary potential, allows you to see who you truly are and all the power that you possess. It strengthens you. Your joy gives you inexhaustible energy and enthusiasm and optimism to allow you to trailblaze in your accomplishments, in your goals. It expands. It expands beyond limits. It expands you, just sort of detaching you from those limits that you might ordinarily put in front of you. So, this is a good time to start planting the seeds of those new ideas that you have. And they're writing every, as if this is in every situation in your life. If you have an idea, if something's been speaking to you about making a change, putting more effort in your relationship in a new and exciting way, do that. If it's an idea in your job that, even if it's not your specific role, but you know that it will enhance the work that everybody's doing, put it out there. If it's to put yourself up for that new position, that promotion, let it be known you're ready. If it's making a move to a new location, or that you're ready to live in a new home or a new apartment, start setting those things, your plans into motion. Start by just looking, seeing what's out there, seeing what's available to you, so to speak. If it's about changing your finances or securing your finances and creating more stability, then start listening to those ideas that is going to also suggest things that you might want to eliminate or cut back on so that you can start focusing your resources in an area where you're passionate about. And then also know that the universe is going to bring more avenues of revenue to support you along the journey. If you don't feel comfortable starting big, then start small and know that your faith, the quantity of your faith, does not matter. It's the quality of your faith. And it's the quality of your faith that's being rewarded, not how much you prove your faith to the universe. So take small steps. Start investing in small ways into these ideas until a momentum affords you to be able to do more. But most importantly, do not neglect your joy. Foster your joy. And that is to say that you got to make sure that you balance out joy across the portfolio of your entire life. So don't go in your job and be angry with this person, because that anger is going to affect the entire portfolio of your joy. Let that anger go. Be willing to lose for your soul, for your heart, for the joy that it carries. Because you don't want to give any reason for that flame to be diminished in any way. That flame of joy. If there's a situation in your life, several of them, that you're trying very hard to figure out how to make things work. You're afraid that it's so fragile that things are going to break and there's going to be this, you know, um, suffering or tragedy in your life, some kind of failure. Can you let that go for your joy? Even though your ego is telling you that's important? Because once you die unto that problem, that's when the change is going to happen. If you're willing to die for your joy, let that die for your joy. Your joy will provide you with the answers that will bring about the changes that are appropriate for you, that are secure. All right, so let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with. Okay, and it's Archangel Joules, and it says, align with the highest, go with the flow. So Archangel Joules is the archangel of the oceans and all of the bodies of water on our planet. And he oversees the Christ consciousness. So the oceans are this 10th dimensional Christ consciousness. And the dolphins and who carry this ancient wisdom. So the oceans and the waters are like this wow, how do I want to say this? It's like a buffer of 10th dimensional frequency, and it kind of keeps um, the ancient wisdom that the dolphins carry sort of insulated in this high vibration. This is why going to the water can be healing in or river, or the ocean, the beach can be so healing in so many different ways for all of us. And it reminds us to just go with the flow, to, as we sit there, we watch the river, we watch the waves come in, the impact, when you're standing in there, it just pushes everything in the direction where it's going. It doesn't allow any obstacles to just sort of impede its way. And so right now, don't allow any of your fears to impede your ideas and the way that things are flowing for you. Pay attention to the way things are flowing. Even if you feel like everything is going wrong, then look for what's going right. Look for that. Look for that joy, that sign of joy. And just devote all of your energy towards that. And you'll soon get caught up in that flow and find yourself seeing that as you're flowing, that you're seeing how things are going to work out, or you're being guided with an understanding that'll help you be a part of the solution rather than the problem from your fear-based mind. They're writing that there are many blessings are coming to you. And, to really work with, rituals with water. So even when you're taking a shower, ask the angels to use that, to touch that water to become a cleansing agent for your soul and for your energy field. that every day that you're doing this, or sea salt baths, or blessing your water and blessing your food, because as you know, a lot of your vegetables and things have water in it. So bless your food to raise the frequency so that you are um, receiving higher frequency messages. Keep your energy very clear. You might even want to, you know, wherever you can, maybe crystals, or in your spaces, in your office space. And I know sometimes you have to do it inconspicuously, but, you know, um, some flowers with the water in it and some crystals in the bottom, just to keep your space clear, to bring in that water element, to bring in that Christ consciousness, that 10th dimensional frequency. And so that it absorbs any energies around you, and sort of uplifts your soul and your spirit. Or during your break, if there's a water fountain or anything near you, just to sit and listen and just connect in with that energy. All right, let's take a look at the um, messages for the week. And I'm just drawn to the shell here that he's holding, the seashell. And it just reminds us, to listen, right? To listen. So, because it's so interesting how we have such clear access to our ego, but we don't take the time to listen to our hearts. And so, one of the things I've been doing this week is just practicing such a level of surrender that I let go of the care or worry about a problem. And I just breathe until I let every little thing that keeps coming to my head to tell me how to fix it, just let it go. No, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it, if that happens, it happens. So that I can really get to that sober awareness, clarity, the truth that will set us free. All right, so let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. And so we have the 10 of Cups. And this is so wonderful here because the message on this card says, family is a little world created with love. Okay? And it just reminds us of focusing on the times and the things that give us just total satisfaction. The love in our families, as I remember my aunt. And, no relationship is perfect, but there are the most extraordinary times experienced with our loved ones. We have those moments. And I have many with my aunt and so many of my family members. And it's just, sometimes when we can't connect in with that joy that we need to help us to really create from the place of our most profound clarity and truth. We need to get back to that level of joy and to start really nurturing this level of joy. And just looking at this card, it just reminds you to go out and have fun with your loved ones, whoever they may be, whether it's blood or friends or your soul tribe. It's a great time to really do the things that fulfill you. We all have things that are fulfilling to us. And it's a good thing to make sure that you're connecting with that. All right. And we have the Lovers card. All right. So we just have all these wonderful, this sort of, this card says, love allows your soul to feel free. And this is so true. This is why we all want to be in love. But the thing is, we really want to first be in love with life itself. We want to, and a way to be in love with life itself is to do those things that fulfill you. So I almost feel like these cards right together tell us to really focus on that soul, or what satisfies our soul. The you can just call it soul satisfaction. But really engage in this week in the things. Make it your top priority to really be all about what fulfills your heart, what gives you joy, and putting all those other petty things aside and sort of honing in on what fulfills you. Bring joy to others. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. You know, like in this oneness thing, it's about we, not me. So if you want to have a fulfilling experience, then think about the ways that you can do that for others by praying for them to have a fulfilling experience, or some nice gesture that will uplift them and make their day. I can't think of this woman on Instagram. She's a vegan, an African American woman. I think her name is Tabitha. I think it's her Instagram page is I am Tabitha, but I'm not gonna remember the quote. But always at the end, she always says, for us to, have a good day, and then she says, but if you can have a good day, don't you go messing up somebody else's. You hear? And I love how she says that and the way she looks at you when she says it, So, yeah, if you can't have a good day, don't go messing up somebody else's. But do something to make sure that others have a good day. Be compassionate. I'm just seeing the word compassionate written all over, like multiple times. Okay? This is a week for you to really be compassionate first towards yourself. First, you got to practice these things for yourself so that you know what it feels like. So you know the extraordinary gift you're giving to someone else. This is how this we thing comes about. If you pray for yourself and you know what you're praying for, and you know how it feels for you to have that prayer answered, then to do it for somebody else on behalf of somebody else makes it extraordinarily um, um, important and significant to you in some way, that you feel how much you want that person to be blessed. Then you know in that moment, in an exceptional way, just how much God wants you to be blessed all the time, without ceasing. So this is such an extraordinary opportunities for us in this week to really tap into the powers of manifestation. And the power of manifestation is joy. It's joy. What do you think attracts abundance? Joy. What allows you to feel in love with your life or with somebody else? It's joy. I've always known what was the underlining energy beneath fear. It's lack. But the underlining energy beneath love is joy. Joy. And underneath joy is peace. Those are the foundations holding them up, each of them up, and which makes this solid foundation. So worry, no room for that. They wrote, as I was saying, that pleasure. Instead of worrying, do something that gives you pleasure. Whenever you worry, go ahead and focus on your pleasures in your life. And go out and enjoy those things. And that's what we're seeing here in this culmination of the Suit of Cups, which is all about fulfillment and a sense of completion and inner peace. And in the background, we see them having a day of pleasure, putting aside the work and the struggle and all that survival mess, and just having a good time. And being able to give yourself a good time is compassionate when you know I need to give myself a break from all this other stuff and I need to relax. I need to enjoy myself. Justice. We had this card come up again. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and it says, "You reap what you sow." Now, here's the thing. This card is just sort of showing us that in this week we have this opportunity to create this balance and to really reap the rewards of the things all the wonderful things, the joy that we have sown. So the universe is always balances everything. You get exactly what you put out there. And if you practice joy in this week, you're going to reap it in an extraordinary way. Now, I don't want you to get upset if something else happens. Like, let's say a breakup um or something, maybe your job or you know, because here's the thing. If that happens and you've been practicing this, that means that you need to look to the future, meaning you need to look for the opportunities because this has freed you up. You may not like it in the moment, but it has freed you to be open to the true opportunity of joy for you. So you're going to find out in this week in some way, small or large, whether or not you're actually putting in the joy into what you're doing, whether what you're doing is what you're really passionate about, whether that thing really gives you joy or that love gives you joy. And so this is what this justice card comes to do. We no longer can just sort of fool everybody and fool ourselves because the scales of justice are going to reveal the truth and cut away those things that are not in alignment with us. As the card says, align with the highest. So remember this. Oops, sorry. If what you are doing is not aligning with the highest, and not willing to see that, you will understand. Okay. Ooh, and look at this. The card I just pulled from the bottom of the deck. It's the Tower. And it says, castles made of sand fall into the sea eventually. So isn't that interesting? We had Archangel Joules, and we're sort of with the oceans, and we're ending with this Tower card, which always has water at the bottom, sort of waving. But that's so interesting, coming after what I just said. Okay, so this is why I've just said to you, don't get upset if what you reap is not what you expected because of the joy that you thought you were putting into this. It doesn't necessarily mean right away that you're being dishonest. It's just that you may not have been aware. And don't beat yourself up for that because we're humans. We're in a human experience. We're spiritual beings in a human experience. There are walls of illusion, blind spots. But the thing is, it's not punishment. it's support, it's help, it's assistance, it's guidance. And you need to see it that way so that you can look for the opportunity that you truly deserve to reap. So it's not like you're not getting anything. The universe is just clearing that out of the way so you can see what your great prize is. Okay? If that makes any sense. I hope it does. I hope you feel it, hear it, understand it deep, deep, deep in your bones and in your cells and in your soul. No one is being punished, ever. The universe is only clearing things because deep down, you want this joy. And the universe hears that from the depths, hears that prayer from the depths of your soul, and they write your power. Your light, your truth is a power whose voice can never be overridden by any enormous amount of disbeliefs and pain and struggle and lies and fears that your ego could conjure. It is not truly real. So you're at that is why we are always somehow saved in the end, in our lives or in death. Death frees us from this great illusion of our world. And in life, we always see when something bad happens, something eventually good comes to the rescue. It just always has happened. And even if you did not accept it, it was presented. Only love is real. I love that quote from Course in Miracles. Nothing real can be threatened. That's love. That's what I mean by real. Nothing unreal exists. That's fear, the ego. Herein lies the peace of God. And in order for you and I to have peace, to have love, and to have joy, we must also believe the same. And when we focus on our fears, when we're worried, we're confused, we don't know what to do, blah, 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 we're focusing on the illusions. And they don't offer solutions. That's why you get stuck there for so long, because it's not real, it's not solvable. You can only ask for what is real. You can only achieve what is real. And when you do, that's why you feel joy, because joy is real. It heals, it uplifts. But the fear, you feel like you're dying slowly inside, because that is its ultimate destination, non-existence. A sort of a death. Even our death is an illusion. It's a non-existence, because the soul is eternal. And the consciousness of that soul is eternal. There's no death. See that connection? So be grateful for the castles made of sand, who will fall eventually into that sea. Return back to the oneness. Return to its source, to truth, to reality. So why not just skip the disastrous, hologram of experiences and just surrender, give it up, say, yep, okay. I'll just tell you one example. And this was after I received a terminal diagnosis about 20 years ago. And I was so afraid. I woke up in maybe a week later and had a dream, and they said, "You're going to die," you know, the doctor. And then I went into my living room. I was so afraid. And all of a sudden, the walls, the ceiling, and the floor started closing in on me. And then something said to me, "Tell it to prove it to you." And then I thought to myself, huh? Huh. And so I said, "Okay, prove it to me." Because it suddenly clicked to me what it meant. You're acting as if it's gonna happen right now. So prove it to me. You're talking to me about something in the future that may happen. But why are we talking about it now? And so if it's that's important, prove it to me right now. It couldn't prove it because it was not ordained that that would happen. It was already. See, this is what fear does. It comes to tell the lie to convince you to create the lie because only you can create your reality. And it wanted me to believe it because that's how unimportant, insignificant, how unworthy that part of us feels. And when I told it to do it with conviction, when I finally understood what it was meant by that voice, it said, "Tell it to prove it to you." Huh. Everything went back in its place. It all stopped. And I'm still here because there was never anything to prove. It was a lie. It was not my truth. It was not a part of my plan. And that's why I talk to you now through this vehicle, because of that experience. It was, the truth was, it was the beginning of my spiritual awakening. It was the beginning of my mission to serve and to heal and to teach. Your fears have no proof for you now unless you keep believing, but it's trying to convince you, and the power of your soul will never give in. So you've got to be doing some pretty hard work against your truth in order for you to experience your fear or your fears. But just know that battle is not given into easily. And if you get out of the battle and let your truth do the work for you, you will rise to the top. You will overcome whatever it is that frightens you or threatens you. This is why we have to be willing to die to our souls, our hearts, because in that moment, when you're wrestling with that fear, you're wrestling with an illusion. And it wants you to do that in order that you give the experience that it's telling you credibility. And your credibility, your belief, is what creates your reality. So let it go. And then let your truth do that battle for you, and then give you the insights, the new clarity, the sober awareness of all the great things that are in store for you. And when we say great, even a small gesture is great because it's not about quantity. The ego is about quantity, The universe, God, source is always focused on quality, and it can find quality in every quantifiable um, situation that the ego has classified. It can always imbue it with extraordinary quality. And see, that's what we're here to, that's why we're here to serve. That is why we're here to do what we do. Whatever it is that you want to manifest, whatever you're passionate about, it's about the quality. So focus on how can you bring more quality into your life, into your job, into your roles, into your finances. Focus on this. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful, beautiful month, a week, and also a beautiful month. God bless you.